what development did you come from?
Well, you know, it's a unique thing for me. I was actually born in Rockwell Gardens, 2501 West Monroe. Then my family migrated when my mom and dad got married to Cabrini Green. In the first building we moved to in Cabrini Green is 714 West Division. And then we moved to 913 North Cambridge in the row houses. In my teenager years, I lived in other buildings, 923 North Cedric, and the last development I lived in is 1161 North Division. So I know you probably like, how you live in all those buildings. Well, I lived between my mom and my dad. They had separated, and my dad lived in a couple of developments, and my mom still stayed in the row house. But most of my time was growing up in the row houses.
Okay.
All in Cabrini Green.
Okay. So what schools did you attend?
Well, I went to Wells High School, and then after Wells High School, I went to college at Southeastern Illinois University. I also went to Lincoln Land Community College. Then later on, I went to Luke College, which is now Earl Washington College, which now I'm blessed because I'm on the advisory board of that college now. And after getting a lot of my, being able to get a lot of courses paid for there for a reasonable price, I transferred to the University, UIC. And then later on, I went to Northeastern and got my bachelor's degree. So I've been to like 5 colleges.
Great. Okay. So who inspired you to be what and who you are today?
Well, you know, I've had a lot of mentors, and two main ones. Three. One, my father, who was a precinct captain. He first inspired me to get involved in politics because he was a precinct captain in Cabrini Green. And I used to see how I used to go and knock on my friends' doors and motivate their parents to come out and vote, but also connect them with resources and opportunities that government had to offer them. So, you know, that was my first seed planted and inspiration for me. And then later on, I volunteered with the Cook County Democratic Party under the leadership of George Dunn, who was the committeeman where I grew up at. My dad was a precinct captain for him, and he embraced me and allowed me to get involved. I became the sergeant at arms in his organization. Being with the Democratic Party, I was able to be at all the meetings and serving water and coffee to all of the politicians as a young man, and I got to be at all the meetings and see how the politicians get down, and I was like, wow, this is smooth, and I got to learn a lot, got involved in the Young Democrats, and later on, one of my true humanitarian mentors is currently the Secretary of State, Jesse White. I helped him when he became Cook County Recorder of Deeds, was his deputy campaign manager, and you know, when you with Mr. White, you really get the love of the people because he loved everyone and does so much for many people, and you know, it's easy to get attracted to that, you know, that giving spirit that he has, you know, and utilizing his power to help folks, and I like that. I wanted to do that, you know, and especially when he was using his power to help people in Cabrini Green, you know, so that was an inspiration for me.
What does it mean, giving back?
Well, giving back is, you know, it's like, I always tell young people, when you give, it's hard for you to be denied anything you want. You know, if you give without asking for anything, you never know what may come back around. You know, when I grew up, I made a mistake when I was a teenager and served time. I was actually incarcerated. And then when I came home, I started volunteering with the Democratic Party and Jesse White and all those folks in other organizations. And by giving my time and unconditionally and not expecting anything, it was easy for me to ask for something, for some help from other people. You know, so the more you give, the more God open up doors for you. And I can truly say the reason that I'm here today is because I gave a lot to help other folks. And God, I think God knows when you are a giving person, He wants to put you in a position where you can give more to help people.
Okay. So now, if you had one thing to say to Windows of Opportunities, to thank them for this opportunity, for choosing you as an honoree, look into the camera and tell them what you want them to know.
Well, I just want to say to Windows of Opportunity, early on when you all first started, I was actually one of your board members, and I appreciate everything that you all do to help people in public housing. Well, now they're not in public housing anymore, but help people with their transition. But also all of the things that you do with the young people, all of the scholarship programs, but also bringing folks like myself and other people who are successful, who have lived in public housing, using us as an example to inspire other people that live in public housing, to let them know that there's a lot of good that come from the projects, as we call it. So I really want to thank you all, thank everyone that's on your board, and thank everyone that helped the people that live in public housing. Thank you all very much, and God bless you.
You all can understand about what a city council person does. Come down there with me on a Wednesday afternoon sometime to see what they go through. I don't know how they go through it, but this award here, Alderman, has a lot of meaning to it. And Jimmy, you didn't know this yourself, but I come from CHA. The Washington Park Homes, 6215 South Wabash, apartment 1503. Yeah, never forget. It was tight, but I made it though, thank God. But on behalf of UPS and Crystal, for the outstanding job you've done with this grassroots type organization, I believe in it. There's a way out, believe me. At times, a lot of people tend to forget where they come from, but you never forget when you come from the grassroots type situation. Alderman, would you please step up here, please? On behalf of the Windows of Opportunity, I'd like for you to accept this award. And God bless you. Don't look at our height. Don't do that. You could have been twins. What's wrong with this picture here? But Alderman, God bless you, and congratulations to you.
Thank Crystal and all of the people on the board of Windows of Opportunity. It gives me a great honor to be here to get this award. I was actually raised, I was born in Rockwell, and then my mom and dad got married as teenagers and moved to Cabrini Green. And I guess I just like to be around public housing folks. Now I live a block from Henry Horner, so I guess you go where you feel comfortable. But I'm always proud to see people like LaRue and all of the folks up here who have been getting awards before me, and also all of the people who are being honored with me today. I'm always proud to see so many people who come from public housing, or as my man Jim Reynolds said, as we said in the hood, who come from the projects, all of the people who come from the projects who are doing so well out here in society. And we all are prime examples of what you can do if you have support of a community. And that's one thing that we had growing up in public housing. We were poor, dirt poor, didn't have much, but we had the support of each other. And that's how we got by. And you know, now that public housing is being transitioned and transformed and mixed, it's different because now it's not what you call a targeted area, so to speak. So now even a lot of the resources that they used to get with a lot of different funding for different social programs don't come that way, because they said this community doesn't need it anymore because it's not a poor community. But the fact of the matter is, there are still poor people in those neighborhoods. And it takes organizations like this, Windows of Opportunity, to help to fill that gap, to give people that extra leg up, to be that other part of the community that support folks when they need a scholarship, or when they need a coat, or when they need some help at their home because there's so many people in the family, and mom is a single mom and she's struggling. So I want to commend this great organization. I want to commend all of you who helped to support this organization, because I know the help that you're giving to this organization really truly goes to helping people who really need the help, and in most instances would not have been able to get that help in any other way. So I just want to say God bless you. You all should be getting this award, but I'm happy to accept it on behalf of all of you and all other people from Cabrini Green, Henry Horner, and Rockwell, and all other projects throughout the city of Chicago. Thank you very much.